Y'all already know what time it is, man. Mr. Real Spill in the building, man. The one and only OG Hollywood, man. Just did a dope interview with Real Life Street Stars, man. Do me a favor. Go to Real Life Street Stars and subscribe, man, and watch this bad motherfucking interview. Salute.
Real life. If that shit ain't real life,
It ain't real life. Just ain't real. Real life street stars. You know what time it is.
Hollywood, I want to do it like this, man. I want to hit you with a few questions, man. That I just got to get your take on. Again, we didn't had a great conversation already. And I just want to get a mindset behind you because your history go back a little bit further than most people, where you actually experienced some things, and we'll go from there. So before we kick it off, I just want to see, when it comes to you, man, who would you say is the most influential person in your life?
Me.
That's real. Do you grade yourself like how you move through like I could have did that better. I could have, I handled that correctly. Like, do you grade yourself when it comes to like who you expect to be? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because and the way I do me, right? I have something. I always have to have something to measure me up against.
Yeah.
And if the risk is greater than the reward, I got my answer.
That's real. That's real. So I gotta ask you, what is the biggest lesson you probably learned from being a person of color, man?
That the color of your skin won't stop you from achieving your goal in life if you are truly, right? If you are truly trying to achieve that goal, right?
Yeah.
Without making excuses. Because as a man of color, the first thing we say is the white man.
Yeah. Would you say segregation is an excuse? Like that existed? Like
it did to a certain degree, but that has long gone.
Yeah, those excuses is running out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like telling the same story all over again.
Yeah.
And we all know a fucking joke is only funny the first time it's told.
That's facts. That's facts. Now, hey, that's worse to live by. I wish more people would say the excuse of using, hey, the color of my skin as an excuse. I'm a black man. It's just hard for me. That's for a woman to believe that and support that. I always hated the woman that supports that. Well, he is black in America, so therefore he can't get a job and he can't get no money. Nah. Women, y'all gotta get off that. I would ask this, man. If you could change anything from your past, what would it be?
If I could change anything from my past, right? It would be me thinking like I think now.
You would want the younger you have what you've learned and what you know now, the brain capacity now. You want that in the younger you.
Yes.
Like when you before you start robbing niggas, or
before I started robbing.
Oh, okay.
Because as you get older, we kind of not that we kind of, but we wise up, and we understand that the wise man can play the fool, but the fool can't play the wise man.
Ooh, I like
and
that.
back then, I was a fool for thinking I can do the same thing and get different results. That's why I went to prison so many times. So that's what I would change.
I like that. I like that. If you were to say what is the most racist thing that possibly happened to you, the most racist encounter, what would you say it was, if you can remember?
It was a sergeant named Sergeant McBride. Never forget, he rode a white horse and had white hair.
Oh, shit.
And the only thing he was missing was a white sheet.
Damn.
And in the fields, picking broom straw, pulled up on me with his white horse and said, "Hey," I didn't know who he was talking to. And I turned around. He said, "What's your name, boy?" And I told him my name. He said, "No, your real name."
Oh.
And I told him my real name. And he said, "No." He said, "Your name is nigger."
Oh, nigga.
And the only thing I like black is my motherfucking boots.
You've experienced somebody actually looking you in your face and saying that
So fucking
past the 80s.
fucking sergeant in the field.
And
Yes.
I'm just curious, psychologically, what does that do to you?
It sets you back. It lets you know that there's still some work to be done.
Are you enraged? Like, do you want to kill this nigga?
Nah,
So-
I don't want to kill him. Did I want to say something back to him? Yeah. Did I? No, because I knew what it was gonna cost me.
So what do you think he gets? I'm just curious for your thoughts. What do you think he gets out of that kind of power to you as a young man, and he got you down dead to rights? What do you think he gets out of that? You think he gets his rocks off, or just his woman ain't giving him power at home? Like, what do you think that did for him to stop you and say that?
Because I'm in his realm.
Yeah. Oh, so it's just he's giving you a reality check.
Yeah, I'm in his realm. If you don't like what I'm telling you,
Do so.
don't come back to my motherfucking farm.
Mm.
And that's where, and you turn that negative into that positive. And that's the only way you can think about it like that.
Damn. Can you recall a situation where color didn't matter, like either in prison or outside, where it's like it doesn't matter the color? Because again, this is even when you're in the fields and you're working. This ain't just a nigga word. This is everybody. I'm assuming Mexicans, whites, Chinese,
Yeah.
whoever. Is in the fields and working when color don't matter. Like they treat everybody like this, or does color always matter? Why
No,
you?
color always matter.
Oh shit. Okay.
Blacks are dominant in prison towards other inmates. But with the white officers, you lose every time. You lose every time.
Did you see like white officers going out and more black officers coming in, like new hires? Like, hey, they got a couple more black people coming in. All right, this might be the whole time. Whites replacing
The whole time I was down there, the majority of field laws are white.
Mm.
Because Negroes don't ride horses, not even in the world.
Not even in the world, man.
They just started doing that.
Yeah, you might see it's peppered around, but yeah.
They don't ride horses. So when they come in, the majority of field laws, I mean the majority of COs that are black, they work in the building as overseers. So paint that picture.
Yeah.
Paint that picture. It's like the parole system. Most parole officers are black. We put niggas over niggas.
Would you prefer niggas over niggas? Like niggas?
With understanding.
Okay, with understanding. Okay.
And what I mean by that is, don't forget you a nigga too.
Yeah, don't like. At the end of the day, my nigga, like I know you got a job to do, and hey, I got a job to serve for what you need to do, but don't forget we the nigga.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you see some Uncle Tom ass niggas in there?
A lot of.
Damn.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
For the money.
For the 2600.
For the 2600,
for the 2600, they'll stomp you in the motherfucking ground.
Shit. Hey, listen, you paint a wild picture. You paint a wild picture on. So I want to ask, what do you feel parents should stop teaching children?
How to work.
They should stop teaching children how to work.
We lose when we work with somebody else.
Mm.
Why you think the black people in the black race is so far behind? Because that's all they do is teach us how to work.
That's real.
Teach us how to own.
Yeah, no, that does blind us. You're right. You own to something. That does blind us, where they teach you strictly how to work and not own and be a boss.
Exactly. That's why we got bosses.
Damn. It's crazy because I told my kids, they getting around 16, 15, 16, 17. I'm like, go get a job. And, I should be more so teaching them how to create
You stagnate them.
Yeah. Hey, let me tell you how to create a business versus going to work for McDonald's or Chipotle or something.
Do you know how much pressure it is on a person that's growing up to go to work, to punch a clock, and to let somebody else dictate when they can go home?
Oh, yeah. Not to preach college and, hey, you're going to go out here to preach college, but also telling them around the same time to go to work. I can see the message getting a little muddy.
Yeah,
Like,
you see what I'm saying?
Like, you want me to be this, but yet you telling me to go just to get some money in my pocket. I got to go do this. But it comes from a circumstance. A lot of black people come in, they're not given the silver spoon. They're not no trust fund that they get handed down. There's no house or no land that's getting handed down to them for them to go be great. So they're probably coming from a household where mom and daddy didn't graduate. And it's like, hey, if you want something in this world, you got to work for it. Now, times is changing.
I'm saying, but that's the stigma we
that
have
is
to
a
get
stigma.
past.
Oh, yeah, man. Oh, you preaching. You preaching. You preaching. So now, hey, it's funny. It's because when I see that question, I ask it, I'm like, yeah, kids should not know how to, that should be the first thing we teach them is how to work.
Yeah, that's the point. See,
See, that ain't the first thing.
The thing about that, though, if you teach me how to work, right, and when there's no work there, what do I do?
Right.
What do I do when there's no work there?
All I know is work.
Yes, that's all we know is work.
Yeah.
And you know what the reward for work? Huh?
I want to say get paid, but
There's more work.
yeah. That paycheck there's more to it.
Yeah.
Because you, like you said, you'll get stuck.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden 10 years has passed and all you've been doing
is working. And they got a see, the thing about that is that they got a retirement thing that they dingle in your fucking face.
Yeah, work till you get to 65.
65.
And then you're gonna get some money.
Okay, but let me say this here. You think you can do at 65 what you can do at 30?
Nah.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's where they get them at. You work till you're 65 and you retire. Motherfucker, by the time I turn 65, my knees don't even work no more.
Oh, man. Talk to him. So I'm curious, what do most people think about you that would you say is just not true? Like what do they put on you that would you feel like, man, that just, they just don't know?
What they think about me, right?
Yeah.
Most people think I'm slick.
That what you get? Is that from the way you talk or just because your history of, doing a bid?
Yeah. Most people think that it's some type of con. And the reason why that's because, most people have a red heart.
Yeah.
What I mean by red heart is what makes you cry don't make me cry. I got a black heart towards certain things in the world, right? And it's the persona they think I put up when I'm around, because I'm not so much as self-conscious. It's just that I pay attention to people.
So is that something that's not true? If they think you're slick, I'm not really not slick. Or I mean, you seem like you got a good understanding of your surroundings.
No, it's not being slick. It's just me being able to decipher and distinguish between the one and the two.
There you go. Something as simple as that. Something as simple as that. I feel it. So I gotta ask, as far as who would you say as a historical figure probably wasn't as trumped up as they appear to be, or given the benefit of being? If you were to say somebody,
I would have to say, I know people gonna be mad as fuck because he,
Oh man, come on, don't do it. I already know you about to lean to.
He was a hell of a speaker.
I already know you about to go with this one. Martin Luther King Jr. He died in 1963, right? Was it 63?
And I was born 5 years later.
For Martin Luther, and it's funny because I think I asked Charleston White about this. I was asking him, is he good for us or was he bad for us? Because Malcolm X was coming up through the same time. He had a whole different teacher, which if people were on to what Malcolm was saying, I get what he was trying to move a little quicker. Martin, he had the speech. He was a great orator, great speaker. You feel like he wasn't as trumped up for what reasons? As far as, and we could talk about it, but what flaws did you see?
He wasn't a killer.
He spoke peace.
Yes.
And I agree.
2023, the same peace he spoke, right,
Yeah.
is what's getting black people killed by police officers today.
That's facts. And I look at it as America, when they want answers, violence is what they use.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
You want some results, violence is the way.
Yeah.
At the time of, we were the minority. It's hard to be violent when you know the overall goal you're gonna lose. If you try to wage a losing war, like why as a general, there's a reason people wave the white flag, because they know, like, hey, let's just live to tomorrow. We gonna figure how to infiltrate this shit, but we have to survive today.
Facts.
I feel like that's what Martin was on. He's like, let's just wave the white flag. Let's just get in the door. Then we can figure out how to take this shit over.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. So that's why I chose him. Does that make him weak? No. It just makes his mental mindset, it wasn't as strong as he thought it was, and it wasn't as strong as the people thought it was, right? And if you impose or inflict pain with pain, we get understanding. If you spray me with a fucking water hose, I spray you back.
Yeah, you know how it feels.
Yeah. So just imagine if we was doing that at the time, where it would be right now.
Do you feel Martin was killed by the government?
Yeah.
So that means his message might have been dangerous.
It was effective keeping people at bay.
Yeah.
The government is killers.
Yeah.
The government is killers. We want these niggas dead. And you telling them to keep the peace. We can't get them to kill each other because you tell them to stay peaceful.
So what do you think about the Black Panther Party when you see Huey P. Newton, Fred Hampton? You see these kind of militias getting together to say, hey, we got the right to bear arms. We in the streets with it. Not hell nah. But they kind of cut the heads of those snakes off early. What do you say when people do say, all right, let's not go peace. We're gonna use within y'all rules. We're gonna play within y'all rules, but we're gonna come at y'all. It's again, we're the minority, so it's like, do you give them the props as far as like the Black Panther movement of what they did?
The way I look at the Black Panthers, right? At certain times they was aggressive.
At certain times,
they put in work what needed to be put in. But when it got too big for them, they got out of the way.
Oh.
And when they got out of the way, they allowed to infiltrate on the inside like black people do.
Like black people, I would say like it always seems to happen.
They was bought, right?
Yeah.
So we got the bad end of that deal. That's why it's the new Black Panther, which all they do is talk, no action.
So I'm curious, what would you say was the biggest mistake in history, either our mistake or just the mistake of the human race in history, would you say?
The biggest mistake was when it was slavery.
But black people were enslaving people back in Egypt and shit.
That's what I'm saying. But they was given what? The Bible.
Oh, yeah.
To soften them.
Yeah.
To make think somebody's coming back to save them. The first thing when they would go up into the motherfucking big house, they want to read the Bible. Can you teach me how to read the Bible?
Yeah.
That's what the biggest mistake. Because without the Bible, they'd have been trying to get away.
Yeah, there was words in the Bible that says slavery was this is part of
exactly
what you're supposed to be enslaved.
Exactly. So if you preaching that shit to me and I'm conceiving this shit, even when they let me go, I don't want to go.
Damn.
The Bible was the worst mistake that they could have ever gave black people in America. It's the same as now.
But
it's no different as now. When you catch a black man or black people, period, right? They spend all the rent money and go to church on Sunday and look for a blessing.
So what do you say to, and again, I'm going to paint the picture for you. You have a white man living in his home on a plantation, preaching the Bible to the kids. They got it good, so they believe in Christianity. They're very holy because they got it good. They got slaves. They tell that, hey, my black slaves, my property, what I own, y'all need to believe in the same thing I believe in because I got it good, so y'all need to have it good. If you don't believe in this, bad things will happen to you. You get whooped. You get put in a box because you're denying the God that I worship. Now, when you start agreeing that he exists, you start getting benefits. Now you come in the house. Now you get good meals. Now you get good sleep. That will make somebody believe in something because you've created a God that now I believe in because of if I don't believe in it, I get punished. So I'm going to pass it down to my kids. Y'all better believe in this God because you don't want what happened to me back here. You don't want that. And I want the best for my children. So y'all better believe in what this man is teaching us. What do you say to that mindset of control back in the slavery days?
What I will say is this. It wasn't the God that was controlling them. It was a multitude of things. The Bible was only the mental piece of it.
Yeah.
But when I put your ass on that tree and whipped the shit out of you, that was the real.
That was the real.
That was the real control factor. So now, whether you believe it or not, that's when I impose the Bible after I whoop your motherfucking ass off that tree. And now, after getting all those ass whoopings, you ain't got no choice but to believe in your mind that it's gonna be somebody come back to save you.
Oh man. And again, now you pass that on to your children.
Exactly.
And here we go.
So it wasn't that the Bible was imposed, it was that ass whooping with that whip.
Oof. Now that's as real as it get. I gotta say, what do you think about the concept of humility in the black community as far as just us being humble?
Humility. The word humility means humble.
Yeah.
That's the definition.
Does it exist in our community? Do you feel like we need more of it? It's enough of it already? We done being humble? Like, what do you feel? Where do you feel we at with it?
At certain times and point, we do need to be humble. But the only way you get people to be humble in the community is that person, or whether it be man, woman, or child, or he or she has to humble themselves. You have to be in pursuit of humbleness for humility to even exist.
You feel like some of us are getting beyond that? Like some people go on a streak in the black community where they feel like they're untouched, unharmed, everything's working for them. They don't believe in humility because they're like, hey, I got it good versus other black counterparts around us. Like y'all struggle. Oh, you down bad. I'm good over here. They may not understand humility because they never had to experience a chance to even be humble. What do you say to those people that just ain't never took no L's?
I'm not gonna say they never took no L's. The L's haven't been as remindful as the other people's L's.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So until it hits home first, they're not gonna ever feel like the people that have taken L's. It's only when it hits home when they can agree with the other people that has taken L's.
That's real.
So sometimes when a person, they have to be forced to humble themselves. It's kind of like when the rich man go broke.
Yeah.
Now, bitch, you ain't got no choice but to come sit beside me because you broke.
Talk to him. See you in that food stamp line. Goddamn.
Exactly. Now you know what it feel like to goddamn me fuck with EBT.
Nah, for real. So I gotta ask, so what do you feel about the black man or the way the black man is portrayed in media? What do you feel like? Again, media controls everything. Media controls even us and what gets put out on art.
Yeah.
They can say what goes out and what don't go out.
Hey, facts.
What do you feel about the way the media has portrayed the black man from the 80s throughout the 90s, early 2000s up until now? Like, the ones who are getting put in the forefront now. What do you feel how they're doing the media?
Black men are more successful now than ever.
Yeah, without question.
Why? Because some have figured it out on how to cut into the pockets of the white man.
Mm.
So they have no choice now but to paint the picture that this black man is okay to be put to the forefront of the media.
Yeah. So they pick and choose who gets.
Why not? It's their network. Do you see anything wrong with that?
So what do you feel about like a Kanye West who seems to be switching? He seems to be working for him, but he seems to switching back and forth. They gave him the money. They took a little bit away. Like he had the power to like, we're gonna take a little bit away, but he still technically media is still controlled by the masses, but you can kind of squeeze through the cracks. Like a Kanye West could go back and forth, and he be having some messages that we need to hear. But it seemed like they might have got a hold of him and like, you know, got him back in line or something. You know what I'm saying?
Kanye, I like Kanye, but at times Kanye seems unstable, right? And the reason why I say that is he got mixed up with the wrong people a long time ago with the Kardashians.
Oh yeah.
You know, because we all know that all the Kardashian sisters are bloodsuckers.
Come on now.
You know,
Come on.
they're gonna suck the blood out of you and send you on.
Come on now.
And as far as Kanye, man, and they know what to control him with his kids. If you mention his kids,
They found out that's his weakness.
it's over with.
Nice.
Which it should be.
It should be, but he exposed that is.
Yeah.
Like they start pushing buttons. This
Yeah.
what got you. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
And once again, I say he allowed bloodsuckers into his life, man. So, which is the Kardashians. And I will say this is that they played on him.
Oh yeah.
You know, they played on his mental.
Come on now.
He one of the black men that are mentally weak with money.
Yeah.
And I'm not mad at him.
I'm not mad. I mean, he's been through some circumstances. I mean, even I watch his documentary. I say, oh yeah, I see what this comes from. He was a mama's boy to the T. Lost his mama.
I know how that feels.
Yeah, it's like, come on now.
See, we do everything for who?
Hey, for our mama, for our family.
For mama.
Yeah.
So when mama gone, it's gone.
Yeah. Purpose
Right.
get lost.
So you know, that's why me and you right here telling this story.
Yeah.
If mama's still here, I'd never be right here.
Man, decisions changed. Consequences ain't as.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I can relate to him on that. You know, so
Now that's real. I gotta ask you, what do you feel, or what are you most afraid of? Like you done seen probably the depths of hell, from getting 25 years to, you know, environment prison. I can only imagine what you've seen in person. Shit that normal people probably ain't seen, couldn't experience, couldn't even process. What are you afraid of now? Like what gets you afraid now? Like why you out here?
nothing.
You have no you have children now?
Yeah.
Do you feel like the need to protect them is overbearing, or do you feel like you done seen enough to where like, man, there's no control over nothing?
I don't shelter my kids from anything in society, because once they get outside of me, they're gonna see it anyway.
Yeah.
And I don't try to control their decisions, what they do or what they don't do. You know, as a parent, all you can do is instill what you think is right, but that don't mean that they gonna think it's right once they become of age, right?
That's facts.
And most people are afraid of death, right?
Yeah.
But I died in 81 though.
I'm about to say, yeah. Have you gone past that? Have like when your mother passed?
I died in 81.
Nah, I hear you. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I lost my mother at 20 years old. 2021.
Yeah.
And after that, yeah, that fear of death kind of went away. I said, man, there can't no worse thing happen. Like, it's shit, man. I'm on borrowed time right now because she was young, 43. I'm
Exactly.
like, God, it ain't supposed to happen like that. So
Yeah.
it made me question things. It made me say, okay, well, I'm just moving. So I totally understand exactly where you're going. But with that being said, have there been any new fears, new creations? Like we have nuclear power, AI technology. It's a lot of shit that gets created. Ain't nothing came to you like, oh,
anything after that happened in 81 is secondary. Right?
Man, I hear
Even
you.
with the life sentence, when they gave it to me, it didn't affect me as much as it did in 81.
Man, come on now. I hear you. Damn. I hear you. So let me ask you this. What are some things people have selflessly done to make your life better, man? As far as, is there anybody that basically took themselves out of it and said, I'm gonna look out for Hollywood. I'm gonna make sure, even your woman, like, this is not about me, this is about you, and I'm gonna give it to you.
Yeah. Like I told you, I got 3 other siblings, right? And, they did the best they could in my circumstances, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not to say they put their life on hold, but they contributed to the cause. But it always goes back to that one person that gave it all up to say, you know what? I know one day you're gonna be free. And I have to be ready to provide
That's real.
the shit that he needs. And I have to set him up for success when that time comes. So, shout out to my wife.
Nah, for real, man. That's listen, we need more like it. For ladies at home that, hey, this is good. I mean, again, what y'all build, what y'all give us, we use to push things forward. So we definitely need to hear that. I would say, what kind of people do you like, as far as just now that you're out and about, you meet people, even after this interview, they're gonna watch you. You're probably gonna become a person that people notice moving around. What kind of people do you even like approaching you? Like what kind of people are you able to like deal with?
To be honest,
don't say nobody.
It's I can deal with anybody with understanding, because understanding beats the world.
That's
right?
real.
And you don't even have to be able to relate from my background or the things I've been through, right?
Yeah.
It's just, you have to be able to understand that we can agree. We can disagree to agree.
There you go.
And that don't mean that I like what you said and or I dislike what you said. It just means that we came to a common cause and we can move on.
There you go. Now we need more of that. I think communication is the one thing that rules the nation. I believe that now at my old age. I didn't see enough situations where communications could have fixed a lot of shit. We ain't got to agree. But as long as we can communicate what the hell our understanding is.
Mm-hmm.
I see what you're on. You see what I'm on. We could leave or stay together. However we move, at least we have an understanding of what it is. So, I 1,000% agree. So let me ask you this: what are some problems or benefits you realize that more often happen as a part of the lives of Black men? Like, as far as what are some of the benefits that we have? What are some of the problems you see we have, just in general? Again, you've seen a lot.
Yeah, I've seen a lot, but I don't want to speak on my past life, meaning prison, because me as a psychology major, when you resort back to prison to tell about the present, that means you are still stagnated and you can't get past what you've been through. And I mean that to say the trauma you've been through in prison, right?
Yeah.
The problems with the Black men, right, are thinking they are more than what they're worth.
Thinking the Black man is more than what he's worth?
That's the problem with the Black man. And the reason why I said that is this. Take a man that did 40 years in prison, right?
Yeah.
Don't know anything about society other than when he left. But he comes home expecting to make the same thing that you making as a Black man that's been free. He want to get paid $25 an hour, but's been locked up 40 years, right?
Yeah.
And I think we need to get rid of that.
Yeah, I'm about to say, what do you say to that, where a Black man does his time, he did his time, he paid for his crime, but he's marked a felon, he can't get the same jobs, the same housing, on applications when they ask, have you been in prison? People judge you off the rip. You can't. What are your thoughts on that? Like, should that be eradicated?
You can get the same job. But why would I hire you and pay you at the same pay rate when you can't even perform the job duties?
No, what if you can? Like, what if you literally, if you went to school for it,
you went to school for it, right?
And you're out, but because there's two applicants, one is a felon, one is not, I'm going to pick the person not a felon because he may not rob me. He may not steal from me.
The answer to that is, guess what? You don't have to work. No.
Yeah, no, you're right.
No, let me finish. Let me finish. In that case, in that scenario, you move from worker to owner.
Yes.
You should automatically shift and understand they are not going to give me what I'm worth.
Yeah.
So let me create a job that has value where I can get paid. That should be motivation for you. But some people don't use that. They fall back into the depression stage and say, you know what? This man is this and this is this. And that's the reason why I can't get the job. No. Use the mental capacity that's what's left in your head and create a job and make yourself self-worthy to the people that wouldn't hire you. And you go back to them and say, you know what? The same thing that company's doing for you, I can do for you too. I don't want to work for you. This is what I want to do right here.
So Hollywood, what I would say is someone like you who came up early on with getting easy money, like getting quick money. Technically, you get out of jail, you want to live an honest life, but no one will hire you. In order to start your own company, your own business, to be able to support the workforce, you're gonna need capital. You're gonna need money. So a lot of people might be out and say they might revert to the old ways. Because trust me, you do learn shit in prison, scams and shit that you didn't know at first because you're in there with a bunch of scammers, murder. You're in there with all the people who either got away they got caught, basically. So you're in there learning shit. So what stops a man from saying, hey, I'm going to get right back to the quick money as I'm out because they're not going to hire me anyway. I want to do this honestly and work for a couple months, maybe a year or so, build some money, then start my own job. But now, because y'all won't hire me, I got to feed my family still. I got a kid. What do you say to that person who is thinking about getting right back in the game because won't nobody give him a chance?
There's a quick fix, what I say. New way of doing what you was doing before you got locked up, right?
Yeah.
With the same results. You're gonna get the same thing you got the first time. And in your mind, you think if you do it another way, it's gonna be a different result. No.
It's gonna be the same result.
If you come to this fucking stop sign and you run it and a car hits you and you think you're gonna come back next week and run that motherfucker again, that same car ain't gonna hit you.
Hey man. That's as simple as put. As simple as put. I ain't gonna lie. Oh. So lastly, and I just need your thoughts on it, man. And again, you kind of answered this, and I just want you to kind of reiterate. You're given a life sentence. You're told you're not gonna see the light of day. You're done. You're done. I mean, society has written you off. This is your new home. You will die here. Did you ever think you'll see the light of day again? Did you have hope? Did you give up hope? And if so, even when the hope failed, did you ever regain hope to get back out into society?
I never gave up. I'm a fighter.
All the way through,
But what enabled me to fight is I lied to myself a whole lot.
So let's say 21 years in, you've been in prison for 21 years, 2 decades. What gives you hope even at that time to say, I mean, is other people's cases like getting overturned? Other people that you knew who was in there longer getting out? Like, what's giving you hope to say, like, hey, it ain't done. It ain't done.
I keep waking up. When you keep waking up, anything is possible.
Man, that's real.
And I understood that life exists on a chance. So as long as you keep waking up, a small glimmer of hope there. You know, and it doesn't seem so dark anymore after 20-some years.
Yeah.
The tunnel is still there, but the light is not all the way on, right?
Mhm.
And going back to something you said earlier, as far as the fit piece, as far as the body, right? That's why I stayed physically fit, because I knew one day I was going to be called on.
Talk to him.
You
Nah,
know?
for real.
And here I am today at 50-something.
Man.
You know, but my body is of a 20-some-year-old.
There you go.
And that's just the fight in me.
Nah, that's a blessing. Nah.
You know,
Hey, does everyone kind of stay on? Like, does everyone pretty much stay fit? Like, does anyone just get sloppy, like fat in prison? Like, it's not giving a fuck. Just everyone.
You got a lot of people give up.
Oh,
You know, because you got to understand, man. When you've given a lot of time, you lose hope. You lose hope, and you lose people. And some people lose the main people in their life.
yeah, that way actually keeping them,
You know,
keeping them waiting, keeping them strong to say I could do this.
yeah. So I never lost the major pieces in my life, right?
Yeah.
But I went through a lot. You know, it's things I haven't even mentioned during this interview that I went through.
Yeah.
So I will say this real quick, man. I don't think many people could have made it through what I went through. You know,
Mm.
I got a sister that was shot 3 times during my life sentence.
Did she survived it or?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And the first person's name that she screamed was, "Make sure you tell my brother who shot me."
Oh wow. Did she tell?
Yeah,
Did they tell you?
Yeah, they told me. And the person that was there for was my wife.
Wow.
Took care of
On your behalf.
until she got back healthy.
Man.
And all that doing while I was serving a life sentence. Didn't even know if I was gonna get out.
Right.
And to block all that out, man, is a testament to who I am.
Nah, facts.
You know, because
you can't do nothing while you in there. You can't do nothing about it.
I can't do nothing about it. I can rave, rant, and holler all day. Either you gonna do the time or you're gonna let the time do you.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm blessed in a way that most people in prison will never be blessed, man. Because for 10 years straight, my communication with people when I worked in the officers' dining hall was over the top.
Yeah.
You know, and they treated me human, man. Like I was a real human.
There you go.
And I was never discriminated against when I was in there. Not to say when I left out of there, but when I was in that position, I was never discriminated against, right? And they gave me some good game.
Yeah.
That I still use today in society, man. You know?
Yeah.
So I give them COs a shout out.
That's real.
For contributing that game to me. They contributed to me for getting a psychology degree. You know?
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, that psychology degree, what made you go into that field? Like, and psychology is a big thing because it makes you understand humans and understand people's thoughts and the type of people that exist. Has it helped you in there and also helped you out here, that psychology degree, as far as just understand what the degree does for you, like job-wise, but have to understand people? Has it helped you?
Yeah. That's my main reason for going in that.
There you go.
Because it helped me understand who I was.
Yeah.
And it helped me from a psychological standpoint deal with people.
Yeah.
That's why you never ever see me overly emotional.
There you go.
Even when people are clapping, I'm not. You know, I'm nonchalant about a lot of things.
Man.
And that field, in those years that I spent in that class with that professor, you know, it helped me to, you know, it helped me get over the hump. That was the last piece.
Yeah.
That I needed. You know, because automatically people are deemed to be crazy when they get out of prison.
Facts.
And traumatized because of serving so much time, right? But when I come into your office with the same degree that you got, who are you to tell me that I'm crazy?
There you go. That's real. That's real. Did you ever pick up any talents while in prison?
Yeah.
Like what?
So I picked up a trade certified welder,
Oh, there you go. There you go.
so I can weld. You
Man,
know,
that's real.
I can weld, but it wasn't something that I wanted to do when I got free because I don't like blue collar work, man.
Hey.
You know,
From your history, I get it. I get
I
it.
don't like blue. I'm being honest.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
You know, because the blue collar worker make a lot of money, but he has to work 10 times harder.
Yeah, he works 10 times harder to make all that money to just give to his wife and kids and
Exactly.
and die
Exactly.
and shit.
And I'm not into that.
There you go.
You know, not to say that I'm a white collar worker, but I like using my mind.
Yeah.
You know, because, you know, when I go out, you know, I want to dress nice too.
Yeah.
I want to wear nice shoes too.
There you go.
But I can't do this if I don't work 15 hours and my feet hurt.
Work smarter, not harder.
Exactly. So, and, you know, sometimes I think I get punished for having that degree.
Oh, in what way? Like just
Because sometimes people, you know, and it's you know, it's people without the degree that don't understand, and it's people that are uneducated have sly remarks, as if, you know, when we have a conversation, they're like, "Oh, you saying that because this is what you got, or this is what you got," you know, and it always revert back to me having this degree.
Yeah.
You know, and they don't understand the reason why I got the degree is to help people that's been through what I've been through.
Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
So they won't have to run down there to the man and he diagnosed them when I can diagnose you without medicine.
Come on now. Come on. That's real, man.
You know,
Goddamn.
so-
Man, Hollywood, I gotta say, man, it's been a pleasure speaking with you, man, and getting these thoughts off, man. Again, we had a lot of cats sit here and tell us about what they've been through, and again, like I said, I'm gonna end it like I started, man. You've been battle tested like a motherfucker, man. This is one of many conversations I want to have, because what happens is normally we'll have guys who've been through the system who either know of your story, or just know people like you, and they want to have some commentary about how right you are, but also how, like, man, what, that's some Texas shit. Now we was over here handling, and I can't wait to have a secondary conversation with you once we see all that shit that niggas got to say. We'll bring it back, man. But we always try to end it with this, man, as far as what you're doing now, what you got going on now. Where has your life brought you? What you're doing now? Because again, you pulled up with some other guys that were very solid. What are you doing now for yourself for Hollywood, as far as for, you know, your give back?
Right now, man, once again, I've been out for a substantial amount of time, which is double-digit years, right? And I give a shout out to me for being able to stay out that long, because they say the recidivism rate is, if you're out 6 months, you stand a chance of being free forever.
Okay, so when you get out, if you could make it to 6 months, now you stand a chance to you're good. You could make it in society.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I can challenge that too, because people have been out longer but still return back to prison. So, but that's for another story. But with me, man, there's no going back.
Yeah.
You know, and I've had several jobs since I've been free, right?
Like, you've been working, or just to get the money, or you've been?
No.
Did you create jobs?
What I'm saying, I've had several jobs since I've been free, right?
Yeah.
But I found out through me that I don't take orders well
Yeah, I hear you.
from people on jobs. And it wasn't bullshit jobs. It was good jobs, paying over $20 an hour.
Oh yeah.
But I still don't take orders well. Why? Because of the trauma that I went through.
Yeah, you've taken orders before.
Yes. Right. So in 2014, man, I created my own job. I just took what I did down there and brought it here.
Yeah.
And it's needed out here, right? So as of right now, man, I own my own commercial cleaning service.
Oh, there you go.
Where I serve over 10 government buildings that are contracted out through me.
Congrats. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
And I write checks now.
Oh, man. Come on, man. Come on. We got to clap that up, man. Nah, that's a blessing. That's a blessing.
Have I ever wrote one? No. But I write them now.
Man.
So with the help of my wife.
Yeah.
You know, because without her teaching, where would I be?
Nah, that's facts. That's the light at the end of the tunnel, man. It's funny because they give you a life sentence and you're a young man. You don't know how your life's going to turn out. And it's funny when you're not course, the journey still, we got a lot of time to go. But to get to this point, I'm sure you didn't see this back then after your first couple of years in the joint, like as far as what this will be. So for you to get to this point right here, man, it's a blessing to say, hey, I employ niggas.
Oh, most definitely.
I employ people now.
Yeah.
And I'm giving back. So
yeah,
it's a testament because a lot of people like to throw away the key when people do a life sentence or a bid where they're like, hey, society, forget about him. He can't be fixed. It's done. And you're out here helping other men get to the money.
Yeah.
That's very important to say.
And I'm most proud of that, man. That's what drives me.
Yeah.
You know, and I just wanted to give an inspiring story, man. Not to say that it's going to inspire many, but
if you can catch one.
Yeah, I mean, even if I catch one, right? But that's what I meant to do, you know, and that's why I'm here, man. And
no, thank you.
It is what it is, man. And I want to say this, man, that the most dangerous man in the world is a man with a made-up mind.
Talk to him. All right, man. Let's do it like this, man. Hollywood. You got any? Are you on Instagram? Are you on Facebook? Are you on social media?
Yeah, I'm on all social media, man. You can look up OG Hollywood Speaks, man. And you really can find me on YouTube, OG Hollywood Speaks, man. I am the CEO of the Ferguson Chronicle, man, where brothers come to the day room and share their stories, whether it be good or whether it be bad.
And I love it because it feels like the day room, man. We got brothers in there. You have maybe 6, 7, 8 people talking at one time, and it just you chronicling their situation, their history. You let them get off what they want to get off. Again, I seen it with OG Percy, Kryptonite. You kind of managing them, just having a conversation about what it is. It's good to have a place to be able to say, "Hey, fellas, y'all come tell y'all story." And I want to be able to say that again. What's the name of it on YouTube? Because I want people to be able to reach it.
Ferguson Chronicle, man, where it's OG Hollywood Speaks. You can Google it, man. It's everywhere now.
There you go. It's big as shit.
It's everywhere.
Again, you're going to see some people you know on that motherfucker.
And you're going to see people you don't know.
Yeah.
You know?
Get to know them, goddamn.
And before we get out of here, man, I want to say that you can also purchase your Savage Drive gear.
Yes.
At www.oghollywoodspeaks.com. And
we're gonna put that in the description. Trust me, we're gonna get them to it.
Yeah, you can get that.
You see the hat? Y'all see the hat?
Oh,
y'all see the hat?
Yeah, that's made by. And not only that, let me say this: it's not prison related, right?
Yeah.
I wear all Savage Drive gear. This is just me and my testimony to Savage Drive. This reminds me of where I never ever want to go back to.
There you go.
Which is Savage Drive. This is the substance that I speak about. You have to have substance about things that you don't want to return to.
Yeah.
Because without no substance, you will go back to what you used to do, man.
There you go, man. You got any shout outs you want to give?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to, man, my boy Kryptonite for sure.
Shout out Kryp.
I want to give a shout out to my wife, right?
Blessings.
I want to give a shout out to Big Dewberry.
Big Dew.
Yeah, my homeboy from Burt, right?
Yeah.
And it's so many I can't give a shout out to everybody, man. But for anybody that support the channel, man, shout out to y'all, man. Like I say, man, it is what it is, man. And I'm gonna say this before I go, man. Peace and blessings, man, to everybody, man.
There you go.
And that's it, man.
There you go, man. You already know what it is, man. We got him. He didn't tell the story. This is just part of it, though. We ain't got it all. Like we tell people, man, don't get too lit to forget, man. Come back and holler at us. We got him on the couch, man. We got to say it, man. You are a true one. You are a real life street star, man. We salute, man. Hollywood in the building.
Facts.
Chip.
Shout out Reallyfe Street Starz, nigga. Move. Hey.